Hey everybody, and welcome back to this month's episode. This month we're going to be talking about AV system components, essentials inside of the corporate spaces, standardizing rooms, design components, etc. I'm one of your hosts, Keith Mecutchen.
And I'm John Wasco, and we've got two stud muffins from Almo Pro AV. I'd like to introduce Eric and Nick. If you guys want to introduce yourselves, say a little something.
Hey, I'm Nick. I'm the BDM or Business Development Manager for Legrand AV. I cover 9 different brands within Legrand, and I've been doing it for 3 years at Almo and then 10 years at Legrand.
Hey everybody, I'm Eric Olson. I work in the business development team with Nick, and I manage Netgear at Lona and pretty much anything AV over IP at Almo Pro AV.
Awesome. All right, thanks both for being on. Nick, we're going to start on the hot seat with you. So what's the most common cabling mistake that you see integrators make, and how can they ensure they choose the right cable for the right distance, the right bandwidth, the right signal type, that sort of thing?
We get a lot of calls about length limitation, running into problems like that. Good rule of thumb for HDMI is around 25 foot. It can be pushed, more so. Way to get around that is through something like AV over IP, like an HD-based T setup or something along that lines, where we can do a wall plate into a receiver, something along that jazz. If I could spit out some words here. Yeah, you like that?
I like it.
But yeah, that's what we run into a lot, right? You get on site, you have the wrong length or anything along that lines, and you run into issues.
All right, on the turn end, I'm going to pop one on for Eric here. So when our integrators are reviewing and considering network switches, I know I come to you a good amount of time because PoE requirements, you have plus, everything of that. But when it comes to ease of configuration, what should our resellers look for in switches to support their AV over IP needs?
Keith, that's a great question, but as you know from working with me, nobody does it any better than Netgear. I mean, they have purpose-built and engineered and designed product that is specific to our industry. I recommend that all integrators standardize on switch models that they know well. These Netgear switches are designed for Pro AV and have the backplane bandwidth to support heavy video payload. And they have multicast, IGMP, and all the PoE that you would need in every class from PoE, PoE Plus, and PoE Plus. It doesn't get any easier than that. And with pre-configured profiles for every protocol in our industry.
Sweet. That's awesome. All right, well, back to Nick. So when designing and standardizing rooms, kind of what are some mounts that integrators should decide between, whether it's tilt or full motion or in wall? What are some kind of important factors of long-term reliability?
So it really boils down to what the preference is, right? The Chief Tempo mount that we just launched with the portrait mode gives us 12.5 inches of serviceability by pulling out the display. Saves you from needing to bring out another tech to take down like a 98 inch or something along that lines because of how heavy they are. And it saves you time and money to be able to get behind the screen. So it really depends on, is cost the issue? Are you looking for something that's serviceable, or are you looking for some other specification? But luckily, we don't have to compromise on that when working with Chief.
And those tempo mounts are compatible with 86-inch planars, if you're wondering. Thanks for the help.
Yeah. We just found that out this morning.
All right, so I got another one for Eric. How can resellers future-proof corporate spaces with system components? We live on Teams in this company, but there are so many others. Google, Zoom, Slack, BlueJeans, things like that. When it's coming to those hybrid meeting configurations.
Keith, that's a great question, and we encounter that every single day. As you know, my recommendations are to try to find equipment that is platform agnostic peripherals. Then that's the key to flexibility. Avoiding that lock-in, it protects the room space and the customer long-term. So this way, the room experience stays consistent, even if the back-end platform changes at a future date. So I recommend designing these types of spaces with scalability, flexibility, and primarily in hybrid use cases as a baseline requirement.
This is a question for both of you. I'll let Nick go first, but what are some of the essential components that you would think every corporate room should standardize on, and we're really trying to kind of minimize rolling a truck and minimize services. What are you finding that kind of ensures constant and consistent user experience?
So great question, right? We get this a lot, and this is a perfect opportunity for us to plug in our services team, right? So what makes sense is what works together and what talks together. There's a lot of things out there that say that they're universal, but they don't play friendly with everybody else. And our services team goes above and beyond to test all these products and make sure that when you get something, that it's going to work every time.
I have to agree with that, Nick. You want to keep your rooms standardized but trouble-free. Keep the signal flow consistent from room to room. Use the same types of cables, adapters, and accessories to prevent one-off failures. Be flexible enough with your system choice and your equipment choices so that your customer is able to add things, even if it's something outside of the cookie-cutter design that you've normally put together. So those are some of my little things to keep rooms standardized, but also as trouble-free as possible, where you plan rooms for the least technical user.
Good tips.
Sure. So those are the component side. Now let's talk about kind of the design choices that need to be made from a service and support standpoint. What has the biggest impact on reducing the downtime of a room or multiple truck rolls or anything like that on a system? Again, this is for both you. We'll let Eric go first, since I feel like Nick's been getting a lot of the first timers.
Oh, wow. I feel special. Thanks, Keith. What I think is important is starting out with the planning phase and documentation. Like Nick said earlier, our professional services team is fantastic, and it all starts with proper design and engineering, and that includes documentation and room design. Keep things consistent, and you'll minimize trouble as well as make your customers very happy for whatever they're planning.
Yeah, shout out to John Bournes, right? Just holding it down out there.
We keep him busy. It's fine.
Yeah. All right, last question, then you're off the hot seat. And this is a question for both of you. What's your clear signal for success? If you could sum it up in a couple words or less than 5 seconds.
Couple words for success are consistency and making sure that everything's going to work together.
Plan for flexibility and scalability, and use the same consistent, I hate to use consistent twice, but use equipment that you're familiar with so that you can minimize any trouble. And if you do have it, you'll be able to know how to fix it, and you'll have spares.
All right, gentlemen. Well, John and I really appreciate the time. We appreciate all the insight. And if you need any more info, reach out to John, myself, Eric, Nick, so on and so forth. But join us next month where we dive into the riveting topic of outdoor AV, all weather displays.